Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Georgesaur here. You guys know what time it is. We're going to be opening up the last of our bundles here. The last of our bundles here for this video. We got our black and white, obviously represented by our Reshiram. We got our Garchomp representing here for our Destined Rivals bundles. We got our black and white bundles versus our Destined Rivals bundles. So make sure to stick around and see what we get. Two of the rounds are going to be a 5. So these two are a 5 of Destined Rivals, and these two are also a 5 for Destined. And then the first of white and the first of black will also be 5. Okay, so it's just that little change there. It's not that big of a deal, just because it was a build-in battle, but it's all good. Unless we still got some stuff to come out of those two. So now here with Destined, quick opening. Go to back 3, see if we get anything worthwhile. Again, just a Grimmsnarl, so none of these go on to a throne, but we're gonna see by the end of this how it turns out. In Destined Rivals, again, we're not missing anything anymore. Now this is just to compare and contrast the bundles. So if anything worthwhile comes out of these bundles or not at this point, there's our Garchomp, Cynthia's Garchomp. People that were looking for Cynthia's Garchomp, and now we have a full art Cynthia's Garchomp coming out there, no problem. We don't pull the EX, but we're pulling the full art before we pull the EX. So she's just gonna be right there, because I know a lot of people still want the EX in order to play. I don't know why it's so meta, but hey, you guys let me know down in those comments what it's used for, because either way you can use it, you can read it, and I'm pretty sure it has to do with probably the first move, because it says you draw cards until you have 6 in your hand, and it also does 100 damage. I'm pretty sure that's probably the biggest reason. So it's a nice one to have. And then our final 3 here, and then we have one more pack. But so far, not complaining here with Destined Rivals. It's a good start. 2 EXs and a full art. Can't really complain with that at the moment, because now we'll see what we have left with these guys. Last pack. And let's see, again, Destined Rivals is doing better than our previous one of Surging Sparks, I think, at the start, even though we did start with a Latios, so check that out. But 2 EXs and a full art. Now let's see how it goes with white. 5 packs of white, Flare. Let's check it out. And here, we still have our possibilities of God packs, but obviously, in all these openings that we've been doing so far, we haven't gotten a recent God pack, starting with a full art though. So full art for full art, starting us off, a Bouffalant right there. But again, this Bouffalant just gonna go right there with our Cynthia's Garchomp, and we're just gonna keep on going, because now we just need 2 EXs. So already start off with the harder of the 2, and then now these 2 ain't got nothing left on the others, because it can be pretty much easily beaten. So 2 EXs, pretty easy catches, but again, maybe we don't. We did lose the EX from our 1 pack. Maybe that's where we would have lost it, or we would have gotten it, but there's still other packs. So there's our Pokeball. Only that one right there. 2 more to see here if anything worthwhile comes for it. Again, here Destined Rivals obviously has a lot of nice and pretty cards, especially the alts. A lot of the alts look dope as heck. The Cynthia's Garchomp, the Nidoking, the Mewtwo is pretty okay. It's that's not my favorite, but it's a pretty good one as well. But let's see, last pack, round 1. Will it go to Destined Rivals, or will we have a nice little triple to finish off here? Let's see. Our Pokeball and an EX, but that means we lost out by 1. First round goes to Destined. So let's check out next one for Destined. It's a next one of 5, and then going to normal with the packs of 6, our bundles of 6. We'll see how this one turns out, and then going to the normal. But we got our Gabite there to start us off. Those are the people that want to have foiled deck. It's a nice little foil to go with the Garchomp, Cynthia's Garchomp specifically. Not just Garchomp, it's Cynthia's Garchomp. But again, Nothing huge to come out at this point. Even though we are just starting, we're already halfway through. Goes to show you. These guys are just a quick flyby. Got our Toad School and Roserade. And the rest of these guys, 2 more. Again, these guys go by super fast. And here, we would have had what we would have had. Nothing really changed here because I just passed 1 over to the build and battle. We got our Metagross. And maybe this will be the only one of these 5. So we got an EX, meaning Black Bolt should have this covered no problem. Let's see. All it takes is 1 pack to change the outcome. Got our Nidorino. And that's it. Only just the EX to beat out here for Black Bolt, which we're going to go straight into and check out how it turns up. Our code. And our 3 here. Let's see what ends up happening. Already beaten. Meloetta. Our full art Meloetta. I'll take down our Bouffalant. So another full art taking down a full art. But already beaten right there. An EX. Taking it. Matching it up. Tying it with 1-to-1 for each. So let's see the rest of this, how it goes. With our reverse energy right there. We're Simisage, Pokeball, and an EX. So again, an EX would have been right there. So EX and EX taking out each other, meaning Meloetta is against nothing. Let's see what these last 3 have to give to us, because again, we do have these guys to show. Our Solosis, Chandelure, and Emolga. Nothing here. I'm just making sure I'm not mixing up some stuff. Just passed over cards that I didn't need. But let's see. Here's our code. It's upside down. But it's just the energy, so that's fine. There's our Bisharp, Lilligant, and Victini. And our last one. Let's just see if we got something else. But if not, it's already won against our Garchomp. Not our Garchomp. Against our Metagross. But we have Tranquil. Got another Pokeball with Fracture. And that's that. So, does go to Black Bolt. So, let's see. Now these are of 6. Let's see if anything happens now with a new pack getting added. Hopefully it does. If not, hey, that's fine. We're trying to just see the comparisons here. What we end up getting or what ends up staying. But there's our card and our code. Let's see. I love the triple trick. Makes it a lot easier instead of just going through all of them. Nonetheless, going through all of them has also become easier because we've been doing it for a good amount now. Pretty easy to tell where the last 3 are. But so far, there we go. 1 EX again here in Destined Rivals. Let's see if we can get anything else in our other half, because that was already 3 packs. Let's see if these other 3 have something to show for us. Another EX at least makes it a little more interesting instead of just 1 EX versus another entire bundle where a lot more stuff could happen. But again, it all comes down to what bundle is put up against the other. There's our 3 with, oh, there we go. Nice illustration rare. Different illustration rare. Well, that's the first illustration rare, actually. So, Cynthia going down, and our Team Rocket's Spadops, which I think is pretty cool. It looks nice. I love the green in it. So, that one's there. And our last one, our illustration and our EX. Will it have another companion to help out in this round? We have no other companion. So, that's still fine. An illustration and an EX. Not something super easy to beat in the end, but it can be taken down. So let's see if we can get our first illustration from White as well. Which you could see in the first bundles, we weren't missing out on an illustration from there either because we pulled a Master Ball and other things like that. So we didn't really miss out on an illustration that was possible from there. But we're just going to keep going and see if we can get one now. There's our code. not our 3. And let's show through. I still want to see the ducklet. We haven't pulled the ducklet on camera, and I would like to, because I like ducklet. But there we got our EX. Now we need an illustration, which again, we pull a master, the master will count, but we still would need something else to beat it, because again, that just ties it up. And with Chandelure, I'm pretty sure we're good. There's our illustration, and there's our Pokeball. Now with Chandelure here, that's our first illustration as well. But again, Chandelure, I think right now is pricier than its other one, Lampent. But there's our first one of those. We still got 3 packs to go, so let's see how it turns out. There's our code and our next cards, because we don't got our 3 at the back. We got Duwats, Chandelure, and our other 2. Let's see how it turns out, because again, it's not beating it, honestly, because it pulled an EX and it pulled an illustration. We still need to have something else to break the tie, which Whimsicott does that for us, meaning this is where it breaks off. Black and White has 2. Destined Rivals has 1. Let's see if in this last one we can get something else with a Pokeball. Ooh, Heatmore as well, an illustration rare with the Durant. Watching carefully to not get eaten. But 2 to 1. Round number 4 for Destined. Still rooting for Destined, because honestly, any of the special cards that come out here would make or break a round. So let's see if we can get any of those. Again, Ethan. I keep seeing Ethan, and we've never pulled an Ethan either on camera, so that'd be a nice one to get as well. But it's always like that. The ones that you're wanting to pull, you don't get, and the ones that you don't or you're not asking for end up coming out. But there's another Team Rockets one, or Beetle. So another illustration rare to take up a spot, going right there in the front. And these guys just keep it going. We got an illustration rare. Now I do want to see a special, but whichever one ends up coming out, would be happy with it if any of them come out. But we got an EX as well, an illustration rare and an EX. Not really bad at this point, but still we got 3 more packs. These 3 packs could be empty, or they could have something in them. We'll check out and see how it turns out, but let's see. We don't need to do that. Remember, triple trick. Destined Rivals has a triple in the end. Got our Lipard and our Greedent. Probably Greed, because it's a greedy little squirrel or chipmunk. Second evolution, I wouldn't know what would I call it. Probably a chipmunk more than a squirrel because of its fatness. But last pack for this round, and then we'll see how it goes against Black Bolt. But there's our code, and let's check out. Well, we got a special. No, we won't. We won't get one. But hey, illustration and EX, nothing new. So let's keep it going. Honestly, when I'm saying Ethan, I know there's Ethan's Ho-Oh, there's Ethan's Typhlosion, but the one I want to see is Ethan's Adventure. So that's the one I'm looking for. That special illustration of him, because he does have Pichu, Slugma, and Cyndaquil in his special. So that's the one I want to see. Which, kind of redundant, have the 2 fire types, but hey, he likes fire types. He has a Ho-Oh, so he likes fire types, you can tell. But there's our Crustle and our Volcarona, which is coming through my mind. He does like fire types. He has the Slugma, he has the Cyndaquil, he has a Ho-Oh, or in the end he gets help from Ho-Oh, or whatever. But it does say it's Ethan's Ho-Oh, so I'm pretty sure he ends up getting one for himself. He ends up getting the Ho-Oh, because obviously, legendary. In the Pokemon world, there's only one of those guys, I think. I don't know, not really privy to the meta. Let me know what you guys know about that in the comments, but we got our EX, our Excadrill EX, to go against our Mabostiff. But let's see if we can get that illustration, because now we need an illustration, which right now, oh, there we go. There's our illustration. Previously, in another video, we did pull Tim Pull and the final evolution, and now we have the one in the middle too. We have pulled this guy previously as well, but now we have him to go into this line that we have just got at this moment. So I'm only going to take down Chandelure because he is the most recent. And now let's see if in our final pack we can take something to take this round. If not, it's gonna be a tie. So got our Tortuga, and it is a tie. So right now we got 2 to 1 and a tie. So last 2 rounds, Destined right now is losing, but it's not losing by a lot, it's losing by a round. So if it takes a round, it ties it up, and they have a tied round, so it would come down to the last one. So let's see if in this one we have any luck with this, and if not, we'll just leave it and it'll be a loss for it. But either way, it didn't lose out completely. It did put up a little fight with a Nidoking here. Our EX to start us off, not a bad EX, but again, that one could have been a special illustration of Nidoking. Let's check out if we even get one. I'm pretty sure maybe we probably won't. Again, with the special illustrations, we either get lucky or we don't. But hey, another illustration rare of the Team Rockets. Our Weezing board, taking down our Orbeetle and putting our Weezing. So Team Rockets Weezing right there as well. We've been pretty consistent with Destined at this point, getting an EX and illustration rare. So let's see if that's how it turns out here by the end of this one. Got a Spiritomb and a Judge as well, a full art tier 2. So this does make this a little harder for White Flare, but again, not impossible, because White Flare has had openings where all of the packs had hits, but they've also been to a point where we just get some Pokeballs. So right here, Pokeballs obviously aren't going to count towards anything. And let's see if in this last pack we add another one to the count, or if it's going to just be those 3. And it is. So another EX as well. So that's 2 EXs, an illustration rare, and a full art that White Flare is going to have to take down. So let's just go straight into that and see how it turns out, because that is a little more on the amount side. Let's see how it shows up. The 2 EX is probably not that hard. Illustration, probably not that hard. And the full art's probably not that hard. They're all not hard. Like right already, we got 1 and 1. We got our Patrat and we got our Whimsicott out already. So can't really say anything towards that. Gonna take down our Palpitoad because Patrat is the newest illustration here in this one. And it does look colorful, at least. I like the colors, but just put him and them there. Put him on the throne. So already, we just need another EX and a full art, which obviously if we get another illustration rare or a Master Ball, that'll be no problem counting as a full art. Okay? And even if it was an illustration rare, they'd probably still count if it was a Master Ball. But we got our Swadloon, Swawaddle, and Zoroark, which in our first pack we ended up getting those 2. So that's kind of leaving you at the point where, oh, something else is going to come out. But we could have just had those 2 and nothing else show up. So depends on our luck here. Got our Pokeball. Oh, hell yeah. There's our full art 2, our Emboar, and a Pokeball. Amount-wise, obviously rarity-wise, this guy's already taken it. Very good. So again, White Flare takes this one, meaning Destined Rivals has no chances of winning the video, but we'll still wait to see if we get anything worthwhile. I was thinking that was going to be a freaking illustration rare, but no. Just the black made me think of an illustration rare, but I'm just hoping for a God pack at this point now with all these black and white that we've opened. But so far, this box has been very good to us either way. That Emboar is actually very looked after, so nothing bad against that right there. We got our Jellicent EX as well. So can't really say Destin even had any possibilities of winning at this point, at least in this round. So we'll see how this one goes. But got our Garbodor, our Zorua, our Woobat, and our Tornadus, but finishing off strong with another win for White Flare. So last packs to make Destin have some face. Hopefully it'll take around another one at least, and it'll be a tie with one of those 2 wins and 3 to Black and White. But again, it all comes down to what can possibly come out. Yanmega, you need a Yanmega? Ah, the Pichu, okay. Thought you needed a Yanmega. But got our Yanmega EX to start us off. Let's see how these guys go up. With our Gradent. Another another spider, a Spadops. I'm gonna leave right now Wheezing there still because we already pulled the Spadops. So I'm just gonna put Spadops with Spadops and keep it going. But again, already an EX and already another illustration rare. At least these Destined Rivals bundles have been given an EX and a illustration. You can at least count that for Destined Rivals at this point. At least the ones we're opening. But obviously it's not always luck with the draw in that sense. There's our code. And our 3. Got 2 more packs. Oh! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Finally, at least a special. We got Team Rocket's Giovanni. Beautiful card. I really like this one. Obviously, Ethan's Adventure would have been better, but still a very nice card. Team Rockets, Giovanni, all those guys in there. Jesse and James are missing out, but still a very good special illustration. So now let's see what these last 2 have. I don't know if Destined Rivals is leaving this one down so it takes it, or will that mean that Black Bolt will also show up with its own special illustration, which I'd be happy as hell with. But again, it's not leaving it down here in the last round. Destined Rivals trying to show it still has some life in it with an illustration, an EX, and our special illustration rare. Let's just check out what we got with these last 3. If we got one more added, and we do. So another EX. That's 2 EXs, an illustration rare, and a special illustration rare. Let's see what Black Bolt has. And to finish off the video, let's see what our 6 of Black Bolt has to show. Hopefully that Team Rocket Giovanni means we got something big here in our last of Black Bolt as well. So let's see how it turns out. Our Carablast. There's our Pokeball. Nothing else there. So starting with the Pokeball, which is pretty common here with our obvious Black Bolts and White Flare. Nothing bad there to start with. Tranquil, very good. Starting with a very good illustration rare, which here, this illustration rare, only because the last one, gonna switch out Emboar and Tranquil. So illustration rare against illustration rare is taken down. Now we need 2 EXs and we need a special illustration. So that's where the difficulty is showing. With our finals here, a Pokeball and nothing else. So that's where it's leaving us down with that. Our code. And let's see, unless we got a God Pack, because a God Pack would change everything. But obviously, right now at this point, very unlikely. Our code. And our 3 here. We got our Darmanitan and our Darmanitan and Darmanitan. Got 2 Darmanitans there, the regular one and the reverse one, and then the Victini as well. And here in our last pack, Shiny Energy. Not finishing with a God Pack, but hey, at least, oh yeah, Master Ball. So Master Ball, I would say takes down our 2 EXs, but not really. And we need this Master Ball too, so very good. But I wouldn't say it takes down our Giovanni. So it does take that last round. Destined Rivals takes the last round, making it 3-2 and a tie. So not at least horribly beaten. Okay, guys, so we got our little wrap up here with black and white. We ended up getting 12 Pokeballs, and I'll just do our quick summary. And you probably know why we're going first with this one, because in Destined Rivals we ended up getting a big boy, but we got 7 EXs. Got a Master Ball that we did need, 3 full arts, and obviously we did get a bunch of illustration rares as well. Our Patrat, Heatmore, Tranquil, Palpitoad, and the 2 big ones. We got Chandelure and obviously our Emboar right there. And then just to sum up quickly, here in freaking Destined Rivals, but the most is obviously the EXs. We had 9 EXs total. And then we got our full arts, which are just Judge and Cynthia. Our illustration rares, which are all Team Rocket. We got Weezing, we got Orbeetle, and we got 2 Spidops. And obviously I'm going to give him both, because he's the big boy. Probably Emboar takes the silver, but Team Rocket's Giovanni taking it for Destined Rivals. Even though it didn't win by rounds, did win in that opinion of mine. But that's been the video, guys, and I've been Georgiasaur. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the video so we can get more people in the community and seeing the kinds of hits that we be getting. But that's been it. Have a good morning, good afternoon, and a good night whenever you're watching. Peace out.